Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to U.S. History Through Film. As today, we'll talk about the Battle of Yorktown and its aftermath, and look at the History Channel documentary series, The Revolution, Episode 10, The End Game. Because after the Battle of Guilford Courthouse, despite it being a British victory in theory, British losses were so heavy from that and from Cornwallis having to destroy his supplies to pursue Greene across the Carolinas, British forces retreated to Yorktown, Virginia, hoping to be reinforced and resupplied, or in worst case scenario, evacuated by the British Navy. General Greene followed him to Yorktown, and at this point, George Washington at last left New York City as he saw his chance for a decisive victory in the war. Although he certainly left many troops outside New York City, he brought many with him to join Greene, and also brought about 5,000 French soldiers recently arrived under the command of the General the Comte de Rochambeau. They surrounded Cornwallis at Yorktown, and furthermore, Cornwallis could not be relieved because after long fighting in the Caribbean, both the British and the French fleets approached Virginia, but the French defeated the British Navy in what's sometimes called the Battle of the Chesapeake or the Battle of the Capes, where Admiral de Grasse prevented the British Navy from reaching Cornwallis. And so, on October 9th, 1781, George Washington fired a ceremonial first cannon shot into the British defenses at Yorktown. And French ships under Admiral de Grasse fired into the town and at British ships still trying to approach in the York River. Washington soon ordered the construction of trenches closer and closer to Yorktown and encircled most of the town, but not entirely, as the British themselves had earthworks, small fortifications built of dirt and logs, which protected at least some of the town. The key ones were known as Redoubt number 9 and Redoubt number 10. On October 14th, Washington ordered attacks on both these redoubts. French soldiers captured Redoubt number 9, and American forces, under the command of Alexander Hamilton, stormed Redoubt number 10, quickly overwhelming the British, losing only 9 men killed and 25 wounded. The French had slightly heavier losses, but also defeated the British in Redoubt number 9. At this point, Washington had Yorktown completely surrounded, could fire cannons into the town from 3 different directions at once. The British tried to counterattack on the 15th of October, but were repulsed. And the siege and some of the events around it are depicted in the 10th episode of the History Channel's 13-part miniseries, The Revolution, first aired in 2006. In addition to showing events at Yorktown, it also shows the battles of Camden and Guilford Courthouse. And overall, pretty accurate. The costumes on the actors and the settings where they're shown are pretty good. And I hope that you will enjoy it and find it informative.